Welcome to Defcon 3. I'm KT McFarland. The much-touted Iran nuke deal is now in effect, but new satellite images from the region suggest that Tehran was removing incriminating traces of nuclear activity while those peace talks were still ongoing. Well, joining me with more is military analyst Tack from Stratfor. Welcome, Sim. Great to be with you. You've had some provocative, analysis, shall we say. Let's pull up the image from Stratfor and All Source Analysis. Sam, we're looking at two pictures. What is it that we're looking at, the before and after?
So basically what we're seeing in one of the images in one location of the Parchin military complex is a site where Iran had allegedly tested high explosives that could have been part of a nuclear device at one point. And over time, as the nuclear negotiations were taking place, Iran has very carefully removed potential traces of evidence of that activity at the site. They scraped away the soil, covered it with concrete, got rid of trees in the neighborhood that could have contained traces of the explosives that were used. Basically, this construction takes place between 2012 and ended sometime in 2015. Eventually, in September 2015, IAEA inspectors were allowed on the site at a time when the Iranians, of course, were completely reassured that they had removed any potential traces.
Well, does it really matter to us, though, Sim? I mean, okay, so that's what happened before. We've had the Iran nuke deal. They've been certified as abiding by the deal. So as long as they've already shut this stuff down, what does it matter if they did it before or during, or as long as they've done it now? Or have they actually done it?
Well, that's a very good point to make. And in a way, this is an illustration of something that had already been known to the IAEA. The activity at Parchin military complex and hiding this evidence was already known to the U.S. government, of course. But one of the interesting things is that when we look at other imagery of another location within the Parchin military complex in the same time frame, we see Iran continuing to construct underground facilities. Now, Iran has a lot of uses for underground facilities. They use these in the development of their conventional weapons programs as well, or simply to store conventional weapons, which are not outlawed by the nuclear deal. But at the same time, the very fact that they're underground facilities means that we can't see what they are doing in there. Inspectors have not been allowed into those. Iran retains the ability to do things that we don't know about in those facilities. So as the nuclear deal remains a very fragile deal, Iran also maintains that cloak over its activities relating to the program.
Okay, Sam, so you could look at that and say, well, this is maybe it's one big shell game, that the Iranians have a nuclear facility, they've shut it down, there's nothing left there. But one analysis could be that the reason there's nothing there is because they moved it someplace else, that they built a new facility deep underground. Nobody knows about it. As you've just said, we can't see what's in that facility. And so they could well be continuing their nuclear program. Is that at least a possibility?
Well, that's correct. So the big question, of course, is what exactly are they doing in this facility, as well as other underground facilities. This is not the only one in Iran where the West has no idea what they are doing inside these facilities. The big point is, of course, that Iran is not necessarily breaching the nuclear deal right now. The point that they have these facilities where they could be conducting activities as part of a nuclear weapons program means that they have that, they keep that in their pocket in case the nuclear deal goes south. So if for any other reason, for reasons of the Iranian ballistic missile program, for example, if the nuclear deal falls apart, Iran can easily restart their nuclear program.
You know what my boss said one time in the Reagan administration? President Reagan said with regard to arms control with the Soviet Union, he said, trust but verify. Sounds like we're trusting, we're not doing a lot of verifying. Hey, Tack, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
And you can check out this topic and more topics at foxnews.com. I'm KT McFarland, and thanks for watching Defcon 3.